Everybody got 9 o'clock close enough? Then we'll call this meeting to order. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. The fiscal court will meet in...
Recording in progress.
Okay, let me start all over. I got that. Okay, now I got it off. We will meet in closed session per KRS 61.810 1B, where the deliberations on the future acquisition or sale of real property by a public agency, but only when the publicity would likely to affect the value of a specific piece of property to be acquired for public use or sold by a public agency. We will do that at the tail end of our regular meeting here. I do appreciate everybody coming together for a Zoom meeting. More than likely next Tuesday's special meeting on the tax rates will be a Zoom as well, since I'll still be in quarantine. And we're planning to set up something in the courtroom for any public that wants to come in and give any public comment on it. Right, Rhonda?
Right.
Okay. The regular business, let's go forward with the minutes. The minutes from the August 3 meeting. This was mailed to the magistrates. You guys had a chance to look at them. We reviewed those last week. Entertain a motion to approve.
Make the motion to approve minutes.
Thank you, Eric. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Second by Gary. Any further discussion? All approve, say aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry. Next would be your bills list and transfers. Guys received a copy of that. Then Rhonda, I believe, emailed some additional bills yesterday. It's a small bunch. Any questions? Comments? Otherwise, entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to pay the bill that I
Thank you, Bernard. And transfers, Bernard, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a second to Bernard's motion?
Second.
Second by Jeff Lear. Any further discussion? All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? The motion will carry. Thank you all. Next would be your treasurer's settlement for 2021. Rhonda has, I think we sent that to you last week. This has to be accepted as a matter of record pending audit. Now, every vendor on this list has been approved by fiscal court in previous year through June 30th, 21. Right, Rhonda?
Right.
I think we had some questions about that. We spoke to Rhonda about, I think Keith had the same question about all those $2,000 increments there. How we came up about picking and choosing the businesses.
We didn't pick and choose. They applied.
Okay, was it more applied than these?
The more applied, remember the city and county, the city did a first bunch. And then we got, then we did a second bunch. You remember that?
Okay, but what I'm saying is, were there more applications than what we passed?
No.
Okay.
I think there was one application that went over the limit as far as number of employees. I'd have to check with the city and see on that, Gary. Because there was some limits for small business, not big business.
I'm just concerned about, if we chose one over the other. Why did we choose that? Okay.
No, and I can get you that documentation when I get back to the office.
That's fine.
Yeah, there was a city on the second bunch. The city took part and we took part. You remember that?
Who chose these?
Nobody chose. They applied.
It's the application process. If you didn't apply funds, correct, Judge?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
There you go.
I was just concerned if somebody applied and didn't get it. That's what
I think there was 1 denied or 2, maybe 2, because they were over the threshold as far as number of employees. This was intended for small business, if you'll remember.
But other than that, anybody that applied did get it.
Nobody was denied. that I'm aware, but I will
Okay.
double check that.
Got you. Okay.
Again, I've got that documentation in a file in the office.
How did they apply? Did they apply through Rhonda or through the city?
To the city, we did a joint project on it. You snooze, you lose.
So it's over?
Oh, yeah, that was like last year. That was under the original CARES Act money. Right, Rhonda?
Yes, we wrote, yeah, that application process was last June, July 2020. Those checks were written in July of 2020.
I think the actual process, maybe the applications went out and maybe in May or June, probably. I've got those files. Nobody was denied that fit the categories that I'm aware of.
That's the answer I wanted to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thrown a fit myself.
Yeah.
Okay, need a motion to approve Rhonda's treasurer's settlement pending audit.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Gary, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jeff. Further discussion? All approved, say aye.
I,
Disapproved. Motion carries. Okay. Okay, next order of business, Rhonda, you want to put that resolution up on the screen? If you were able to get it. Yeah. This is a resolution, you guys, probably on the federal money that we've been allocated about with the grant of 1.7 from KIA. Will be about $10.7 million. And so we're working with the city of Bardstown, working with North Nelson Water District in order to get a next supply of water for the whole county. Bardstown, the city of Bardstown supplies water to Bloomfield, New Haven, some to North Nelson Water District, some to the LaRue County Water District. And we felt like that if we could take a water line from the Four Roses Distillery area there on 245 up to the city of Bardstown with a 16-inch line, it will be able to pump 4.5 million gallons of treated water daily. Brad, you correct me if I'm wrong on my numbers. And right now, Bardstown's currently treating about that same amount. So this will double the city of Bardstown's water supply. And it's a project that will help the entire county. So I'm asking the fiscal court to approve a resolution to provide out of the American Recovery Act money, $5 million, 1.7 from the KIA grant, and 3.3 from the American Rescue Funds. Anybody have any questions or comments?
You said, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Did you say it was 4.5 million a day? Is that right, Brad?
That
You're asking 4.5 that what?
Is that how many gallons a day this line will provide?
Approximately, yes.
well,
Why you ask that?
Because I thought you told me a different figure.
No, that about 4.5 million gallons a day is what a 16-inch line will provide if you go from Four Roses to in front of the funeral home out there. What's it called, Dean? I always forget that.
Holden Greenwell
Yeah.
Funeral.
And what it is, Keith, that's a real long line and you get a lot of friction loss in it. So they'll have to install ductile iron in order because it'll be high pressure to get it from there to where we're talking about going with it. So about 4.5 is about all you're going to get through that line, but which is unique that it matches about what the city is producing now. So it'll double it. I don't know what I told you. Maybe it was different things. I don't know, but that's what their engineers are telling us right now.
And no matter if it's a 16-inch line, 20-inch line, or whatever it may be when the final engineering is done, it's still a good project.
It is. I'm excited about that project. This has probably been needed, some kind of a alternate water source for a long time. I think it's been with all the the droughts and stuff we've had, and you just be able to walk across the back. Lake. I think it's great. But my only question about it, Dean, is, what do they project, Brad? That, I mean, is this going to alleviate? I mean, how far into the future would this put us as far as like the land? Is it going to be enough to carry us? You know what I mean? Is it big enough? I guess is the question I'm asking.
No, that's an excellent question. So general assumptions are this will be anywhere between a 15 and 20-year solution for our growth of what they've seen. Now, there's a whole lot of variables in that, Eric. You know, what industries come in, what doesn't come in, how our growth goes over the next couple of years. We don't know that for sure, but that's what it's anticipating to be somewhere between 15 to 20 years. Now, Dean makes a mention of, maybe a different size line. There's some ideas kicking around of, and that kind of gets away from the concept, but well, maybe we bid it out as a 16. Maybe we bid it out as an alternate of an 18 and a 20 and see what the costs come in at. And then you can make a decision moving forward. It's like everything. Until you get a dollar number pinned down exactly what it is, you want a whole lot of stuff. Now let's talk about what we can afford and what's reality. And then you can't overbuild it too much because you got to shove a certain amount of water through it a day in order to keep it fresh. So there's this whole balance you got to do with, well, how big do you go? How much water can you get through it, and keep it fresh? So right now we think the 16-inch line is the right solution. And once we bid it out and get some numbers together, we can make some more decisions from that.
Outstanding.
And this money will go to the North Nelson Water District.
What's that?
This money will go through, we will provide that money to the Water District, North Nelson, who will be in charge of the project.
Yeah.
Do you forecast an increase in price per customer if you put this line in?
But that I cannot answer you at this time because, you got to bid it out to see where you are, but more likely it could be. But, it's cheaper than building a new lake. It's cheaper.
Well, they raised the rates Tuesday night, didn't they?
And
The city of Bardstown, didn't they raise the rates Tuesday?
yes.
How big a line is?
They've probably been behind.
How big a line is down there where we hook on, Brad?
Currently, I think it is a 12. I'm not positive, but Louisville Water has indicated all we have to do is tell them how much water we want, and they will get it there. That is their responsibility. And so right now they can get enough water through that 12 to feed what's there. Now, I'm not real familiar with Louisville water system. That would be more of a good question for Cole Cecil because he deals with those. He's with North Nelson Water District on their specifics on their end. Your options are, I'm sure, I don't know if you guys are aware of it. Last week the plant went down for a day here locally. Now you talk about, we're not over that, but you talk about a worry for everybody where this would help with those issues. Now that doesn't happen very often, to be honest with you, but it happens when it's 95 degrees outside.
Let's throw the mechanics of this out. Would everybody agree that this is a good project to get more water for the county?
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And the mechanics of it is that the details still have to be engineered. And I think I'm right on that. And, I don't think in my 28 years, Bernard, you're 30 some odd years, that you will do a project, that we will do a project that has more importance for the next generation. What happens if one day if city of Bardstown cannot provide Bloomfield or New Haven water?
I agree with you, Judge. I don't recall any prices.
Guess who's going to get cut off first? It'll be county citizens and won't be city citizens if they have a short supply of water.
I think it's an outstanding idea to bring another water source into the county. Only thing I have is increasing the people's rates. I mean, people pays enough taxes now, enough on the water bills, sewer bills. So, if it's going to be a substantial increase in that,
Here's what I would say to that. Thank goodness we got CARES Act money and KIA. Imagine if we didn't have that money and this entire project had to be funded through the residents and through industrial growth.
Good point, Brad.
And this has landed at a perfect time. unfortunately, COVID brought this along, but this can be one good thing that comes out of this.
Yeah, that is a good thing, but you have to look down the line now, about the
Oh, sure
rate
you do.
increases, the rate increases.
I can tell you the alternative is not good. The Army Corps of Engineers does not want new, they don't like new reservoirs.
Brett, I think I'm correct. Over the years, we've looked at different options for water, including taking waste out of the current lake, and nothing was feasible for extra water.
And on the rate increases, Gary, that's the trouble with us as customers these days. We don't want to pay for anything, but when we don't have it, we're willing to pay for it. Same with the garbage bills. Same with the garbage.
That's a factor that's really not in our control anyways. That's almost like
They're governed.
electric source, us trying to dictate what KU sells us the kilowatt hour for. You know what I mean? It's a cost of doing business at a certain, what I mean?
Yeah, but we have a little say if we pass or not pass this. This would determine that.
Not
I don't think so. I believe if you don't pass it, it's definitely going to go up. I mean, this is alleviating a lot of infrastructure.
Borrow that money.
Yeah.
It's a great use for this money.
It is. It is.
Louisville Water Company has always been the right answer for increasing the supply to the city of Bardstown.
And sometimes I guess if you increase supply, it may go down instead of up. You never know.
They're governed by the Public Service Commission.
Yeah.
Look at it like this, Gary. It's kind of like if we were, hopefully we'll be able to push a project that'll serve broadband to everybody in Nelson County. Now, when we do that, we're not going to have control over how much they sell it to the customer for, because the rates for the county customer is going to be a little bit more than what it is for the city customer. But at the end of the day, we're providing a service.
I know. I understand that, Eric, but we're elected to watch out for the citizens of Nelson County. So
I agree.
I'm just concerned with that rates increase, but this is a good project. I agree.
I think this, mitigates any increase that would have to happen. If they had to fund it themselves, it's definitely going to go up.
Right.
Definitely. A lot.
Now, hold it. Let me back up a little bit. Now, there's still about another $5 to $6 million going into this project, at least 4 to 5.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Project. And
Yeah,
there's probably going to need a rate increase to pay for that. Probably, just to be honest with you, North Nelson and City of Bardstown. And so it could be double that if we didn't have this grant.
Gotcha.
I want to make sure everybody knew that. And please, Jeanette, put that in the record so I can come back 2 or 3 years from now and say, I told you so.
You like doing that, don't you, Judge?
I do. I'd like to be right occasionally.
Gary,
You brought up something about the county would be without water if the city needed it first. Don't fiscal court have control over North Nelson District? So why would the county water people be out?
But
Like
they don't have control of water going towards New Haven or Boston
Or Bloomfield.
or Bloomfield.
Yeah, but we
City
got
provides
control part going into the city of Bardstown.
Not right now, you don't.
Nope.
Not right now, we don't, but we will, right?
No, North Nelson will. It's their line, not ours.
Well,
Who's
that's
North
he's
Nelson?
saying they're part of our system, is what he's saying.
Right.
Yeah, North Nelson is approved by fiscal court. Explain that, Judge, how North Nelson is, like you explained it to me.
Is a subsidiary of fiscal court through it's called a special district, special purpose district. And it was authorized through fiscal court years ago. And it's been a great thing. It's a shame the entire county wasn't like that and got their act together and done the rest of it over the years. But it's been a great asset for the customers there, because they've got, I think they're buying about 500 and almost 600,000 gallons a day from Louisville Water already. And then they're buying about 300,000 gallons a day from City of Bardstown. It used to be quite a bit different than that. And they have provided water to rural customers. They were way ahead of the south end. They were way ahead of the east side and the northeast side because of that district. They had organization. They had grant monies they went after. And we're kind of unique there. Some counties have one big district. Okay.
Are we in line for a motion, Judge?
Yes, sir.
I'll make the motion to approve the resolution joint water main project.
Thank
Second.
you, Eric. Second by Jeff. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye. No? The motion will carry. Okay, Sheriff's Department. Have an employee that is with another department currently. And I suggested to the sheriff that it would be cheaper to hire that employee rather than send somebody through school for a year. He's got about a $24,000 price tag on the buyout. We've done at least one, maybe two, Rhonda, if I'm not mistaken, officers in the past. It takes about a year, as sheriff's on here, it takes about a year to get somebody through the school and then the ride time and everything else, right, Sheriff?
Correct. It would take 6 months for the academy and about 6 months to get them ready for the road on their own.
So you'd have a year's worth of salaries versus $24,000. And this gentleman's willing to transfer and he has to pay off wherever he's currently working. I would recommend the fiscal court that we make that happen.
Do we have any hold on the 24,000? Does he have to work for us for at least a year?
Yeah, yes, we've
He
got a
will be-
contract.
He will be signing a contract for another 24,000. If he decides to leave the Nelson County Sheriff's Office, the hiring agency or himself will have to pay the remaining balance.
The officers have done this over the years pretty regular. I remember Aaron McCovens, I believe, is the one I really remember when he was with Marion County.
Correct.
Yeah.
He was with Jefferson County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
So this contract will be for 2 years? Is that what I'm reading? He has to stay 2 years?
He has to pay back if he leaves within a certain time. I don't have it right in front of me right now.
But all he has to stay is 2 years and then he can leave. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's still cheaper.
Anybody could do that.
That's a lot cheaper. You need a motion to approve this contract?
I do.
All right, you got it.
Motion's been made by Jeff Lear. Is there a second to Jeff's motion?
Second.
Second by Bernard Ice. Further discussion? All approved, say aye. Disapprove? Was there a disapprove? Was that just a late aye? Motion carried. Jeanette, was there any no's at all on that? I lost it. No.
There were
Okay.
not. Yeah, it was unanimous, Judge.
Okay, thanks. Next would be road department report.
Okay, in District 1, we patched asphalt on Boone Mill Road, completed some ditch work on Leslie Clark Road, repaired a culvert on Spalding Hollow Road, trimmed trees on Big Lick Hollow Road. We replaced a culvert on Walter Hall Road and cleaned out another culvert on that road as well. District 2, we cut down and removed a dead tree on Shoemate Lane. Also cut down and removed a dead tree on McIntyre Lane. We did both of those in-house. We repaired a culvert and ditch on Farmington Drive and repaired a culvert on Jessica Drive. District 3, we finished ditching Vidito Lane in Boston. We've been trimming trees and brush on Hubbard's Lane near the intersection of Boston Road. Cleaned out a ditch line on McCubbins Lane to improve drainage in that area. Had crews trimming tree limbs on Allen Road and Lick Creek Road and trimming tree limbs in Wildwood. District 4, we patched asphalt on a couple areas on Harrison Fork Road. We repaired a culvert on Stonehouse Road, installed Gabion baskets on a shoulder near on Sullivan Lane near the 900 block. There's a creek that was washing in, eroding out the shoulder on the road there. We replaced a culvert on Bear Street yesterday, and today we're replacing a culvert on Bike Run Road. District 5 is probably going to be the smallest report for District 5 I've had in a while. We passed a section of Hagan Lane in
Take a
Bloomfield.
warning in advance.
And we trimmed weeds on Yates Cooney Neck Road. And our mowing crew is currently in District 3 on its third round. That's all I have.
Okay, anybody questions for that? Brad, on what we're on the road department report, I had a note here, and I hope I'll give this to the magistrates, about a quit claim deed. Matthew, you might jump in there.
You want me to explain it?
Yes, please.
All right, guys, I'm assuming you're talking about Wycliffe Road, right, Dean?
Wycliffe Road, yes.
Okay, so Eric, this is in your district, and this
Right.
one's a little complicated. Wycliffe Road is actually a city street within the city limits of Bloomfield. But it dead ends right at this county city line. The people at the end of Wycliffe Road had done a deed where they had broke some ground up. Happens all the time, guys, right? And they extended that road out into that piece of property so they could have more tracks. And it was a temporary cul-de-sac is what it was. So it was dedicated and deeded to the county, in which the road was never constructed to county standards. It was a temporary cul-de-sac. Well, what happened is when they sold the property, one particular person bought all the property in the back. They don't want the multiple tracks. They just want it as one track. So they did another survey. They combined all the tracks back together, but there's one little issue we got to deal with. You know, that right of way was dedicated and deeded to us. Well, now there's no need for that right of way to be dedicated and deeded to us. We don't want it as a county road. And the people actually want it back, you know, into the one large tract. So the easiest, cleanest way that Matthew and I discussed this is what you would call quick claim deed. And Matthew, I'll let you, if you need to explain any more on that, or if I do a poor job of explaining this. And basically it wipes our hands of saying, we don't want that, you know, 70, 80-foot section of roadway, that we have no interest in that. And Matthew, is that a decent explanation of that?
Yeah, and it's really a question of whether the county has an interest in the road to begin with, because it was just platted. It was never accepted in the county road system. So it's not as though this is something that you guys added on and are now giving back. It's like, we don't know if we ever even had an interest in it or not. But to the extent we did, we're washing our hands of it.
That's been used a few times over the years. Yes. Eric, you understand that in your district there?
Yes, completely.
Entertain a motion to approve, authorize me to assign that quick claim deed.
I'll make the motion to assign the deed.
Is there a second to Eric's motion?
I'll second it.
Second by Gary. Any further discussion or questions? And all approve, say aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry. Thank you all.
Real quick, Dean, Gary, all in your district, you'll notice Ashbrook, Pembroke, and Maywood Phase 12 now have been paved, and you'll start to see probably some developments go on there. It was unique. You had three of them all kind of at the same time land. We did sell the old Gradall. It ended up bringing $12,200 on Gov Deals.
Wow.
So we received payment on that, I believe, Rhonda, yesterday, and I'll make some arrangements with the gentleman who's going to come pick it up. And then we have issued that PO for that tractor that you guys approved, and it'll be mid-September when it shows up here. That's it.
Any questions for anybody at the road department report? And we'll go to the landfill solid waste.
Okay, just a quick update on our force main project. So the contractor, we got that contract signed. They submitted all the submittals for the pumps, the concrete precast, wet wells and valve vaults, pipes, pipe fittings. So the contractor has all those ordered. The HDP pipe that we ordered is supposed to be manufactured starting September 3rd. So we're about 2 weeks out from getting that. So hopefully in September, we'll get this project, get it rolling. But other than that, just normal operation.
While we're on this, John, I'll need to get the court to approve Joey DeWitt moving up from the landfill operations to the solid waste program. And his pay would go from $15 an hour. Of course, he was kind of a seasonal worker for a while. And it needs to go to $1 less than the other guys were making on the back of a garbage truck. And that's about, I should have had that number, but it's about $20, $18, $19.
He's been a very good benefit to us. He has jumped right in. He's done everything from he can run the pit truck, empty the pits. He can run the high lift. He can run the backhoe. He can run a articulating truck hauling dirt. He's been a he's really stepped up and done a great job for us.
Make the motion.
Do you, let me think of it. He's going from the landfill fund to the solid waste. And he's going to try the garbage truck. So you're going to miss him at the landfill is what I'm trying to say, probably.
Yes, we will. That's why I wanted to.
And there was somebody that quit on the garbage truck, gave 2 weeks notice last week. Yeah, that's why we want to move him up. Need a motion to approve Joey going from his current salary to whatever the solid waste people are making.
Make the motion.
Motion been made by Bernard Ice. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Keith. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion carry. And we'll go to the Recreation Department report. Derek?
Yeah, not a whole lot. We got our seal coat bids going out tomorrow. Other than that, we got soccer starting up this weekend. And I got leadership, Nelson County, going to do a project out here with some kiosks, football, soccer, and baseball. And I had roughly 60 teachers out here yesterday from Foster Heights looking for community involvement, park improvements, and possibilities. And this includes Balltown and Culvertown.
Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. Jail report, Buck.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, as of today, we have 88 inmates in the jail. 30 of them are state inmates, 58 are county, 29 are for circuit court cases, 29 for districts. That's a total of 72 males and 16 females. We have 6 COVID cases at the jail, and we have 44 quarantined. And can you hear me?
Yes.
None of the staff had it. We test every Wednesday. None of the staff has any type of symptoms or COVID, and we'll test again tomorrow night. And I had some deputies concerned about the article coming out in the paper about the survey on closing the jail. They was kind of concerned about that.
Well, it wasn't really a survey; it was a study.
Right.
And if you'll notice, the dentist did a good job on talking to Judge Daughtery. He's running into the same thing now. And most certainly, I've looked at that probably 4 or 5 times, Buck, over the years.
Right.
That it would take you 2 years to even transition into that, probably, if that happened.
But like I say, you had deputies concerned about it.
Well, I understand.
Buck, how many in quarantine did you say?
44.
44?
They don't have it, but they're in quarantine. Yeah, right. We have 6 that had COVID, and they should be coming out Friday. Their days will be up Friday. And we'll test again tomorrow night.
Buck, that study has been complete. We haven't got the copy yet from the agency that did the air quality study and so forth. Brad, you should get that next day or two, I think. Right? Is that right?
I was told it'd be early this week. So
Okay.
I'm assuming any day we'll see it show up. I don't know.
Okay.
Is that in reference to the testing done on
Jeff Stone, yes. Jeff Stone and mold at the jail and air quality.
Good.
Has the remediation work been done? Or they just tested it?
Just tested right now.
Okay.
Right after we got tested, the COVID hit, so we got to get that cleared out a little bit before we can move them around to get it
I understand. Yeah.
worked on.
Yeah, there was some mold and our black stuff in the ceiling tiles, and from water had been dripping through the pipes, I guess.
And that's pretty much Todd worked on it. It's pretty much cleared up. We've got if we couldn't breathe, now we got some. We're sitting there getting circulation there. It's kind of clearing up now.
Good. We'll get that to you, and it'll be public record once we get it. Okay. Questions for Buck? We'll move on then to the EMS report.
Our monthly report for July comes in at 630 calls were made. 203 were no transport calls. and we did 15 lift assist. We did pick up the ambulance, the 2012 ambulance last week. We have it at the local dealer now, going through it, just make sure everything's good on it, run any codes and see if there's any recalls, things of that nature. While we were there at the vendor picking up the ambulance, the court had approved buying a new Stryker power load system, and just so happened to see some refurbished power load system at the vendor. So we were able to deal with that vendor on a refurbished power load at $15,750 instead of the $22,000 it would have cost for a new one. So I think we saved about $6,000 there, and that'll make us a good unit for the truck too. So that be all I have. Unless have any questions.
Any questions for Joe?
Oh, I think it's a sharp looking ambulance with the graphics on it. Looks good.
I told him I like the colors. You don't have to change it. Just messing with him.
I like it. I like it.
Well,
That's gonna go over.
we're not going to change this one. We're going to keep it as is. We'll add our logo and wording and like that. But the cost of taking that decal off and painting our brand on it would be not sustainable for this trip.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Just for the record, Joe, if I ever need an ambulance, I don't care what color one you send, okay?
Exactly, right.
Just don't send me a helicopter. Don't want no helicopter.
Just send a pickup truck.
Okay, under old new business, Jan asked me to announce and make sure all the magistrates were aware that the comprehensive plan open house is this Thursday from 4:30 to 6:30, and it's going to be at the Guthrie Opportunity Center. And I'm sure there's already been some stuff in the paper about it. Next, just reminder, next Tuesday is our public hearing on our tax rate. And we'll have a public hearing, and then we'll hopefully hold a first reading. Magistrates, you have anything else that you want to discuss under old new business?
What about our census, Judge? I seen that the county grew, what?
Yeah, it's about 7% or so. But you know, we've been told from the census people that's not the official. And of course, I'm sure it's going to be fairly close. So it's something you can start probably thinking about. But Lincoln Trail Area Development District helps us with that. And because we have to take you guys and reapportion. But now we don't have to do it this year. We got to wait till next year because the General Assembly changed that. And it's going to be interesting to see who grew and who didn't grow. There's no doubt that District 2 and 4 probably got the most growth. They've done that consistently.
I would have thought we had grown more than what it said.
Yeah.
We
Me too.
have. I think we have.
I know why you think we do. That dollar is hurting you. We bet $1 that a certain portion of it. But anyway, I think I'm going to win that dollar. Matthew, I'm going to win this one too.
You don't have one with me, I don't think, do you?
No, not currently.
Yeah. All right.
You got a 10 spot from me, and I got a $1 spot from you. You're still ahead. Keith, I don't know. I'm just waiting to get some real stuff that's sent to, that's online right now. And I've been aggravating the Area Development District to start looking at it more than anything. Curiosity as where we're going to be countywide. And so next year will be, so I guess we start in May. It starts in May, I guess. We'll see. Anything else, guys?
Judge, real quick, I like to put my 2 cents on the closing of the jail. This will not only affect the jail staff, but it would affect our office with transports. It would affect if you arrest somebody. I heard Marion County being a subject to be contracted out to be the subsource of the jail. And as of right now, their jail, if you arrest somebody from another county, they're not going to take them, even though they have a contract with that county. For example, if a Washington County deputy or excuse me, or city police arrest but they arrest somebody with a warrant out of Nelson County, they will not take that inmate. So what do? You know, they try to rearrange to bring them over here, but that's not the job. The job would be a contract with that jail, and that jail should have to take it. Another is if you arrest two individuals on a domestic violence, you are arresting a male and a female. You're tying up two of our units for a long period of time while we get a deputy jailer to come transport. And I would assume that they would transport two different vehicles since it's a male and a female. So there's a lot more that goes on and that needs to be put into thought and to just closing the jail and not just the jail staff. It would affect our office. Court, we would have to go get those individuals. Right now, misdemeanors, you can do it through Zoom, but if you have a felony case, they have to come in person. We would have to go get those individuals from wherever county it is to bring them up here to court. So just food for thought. It affects more than just the staff. It would affect our office as well, budgetary and manpower.
I truly understand that, Raymond. Thank you for, and I understand. And I've had those conversations with previous sheriffs as well. And it's just my job to look at everything on the table. And the bottom line, you've expressed your concern about that, and I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And I'm not going to do anything anyway. It'll be the next judge. I would never do that with a year or so left in the term. That would be unfair. You know, that'd be stupid.
And it would be for the next court or the next individual to run as the judge. And if I'm here, I'll be voicing my concern again to them.
Yeah. Thank you. Anybody else have any comments, questions? Otherwise, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Today I want your attention.
I'm sorry.
Today I have an issue.
Okay, I'm not hearing you.
Jeanette wants to talk.
Oh, Jeanette. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes, I just wanted to have the media remind everyone that we are requesting or requiring masks at the clerk's office. Also, we're getting emails every day that clerk's offices are shutting down due to COVID. I've got to take care of my staff. I'm trying to take care of the public. We are offering masks at the door. If you cannot wear a mask, I understand. I do make accommodations for them. This is not political. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat. We will take care of you once you get in here. But if you could please wear a mask, we would appreciate it. I would like to encourage you to use the Dropbox or online at drive.ky.gov. If you have any questions, give us a call and we'll see what we can do. Just please ask everyone to bring your mask when you come into the office.
Thank you, Jeanette. We support you 100%.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
You asked for a motion to adjourn. I think we need to have one as closed session, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can tell I'm not on the ball today, can't you?
Yeah.
Yes, entertain a motion to go out of regular session and into closed session as per KRS 61810, where deliberations on future acquisition or sale of real property by a public agency, but only when the publicity would likely to affect the value of a specific piece of property. In this particular case, it's industrial park property. Motion in order.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Jeff. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by, who was that? Bernard, second. Yeah, I see him. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? The motion will carry. Well, I almost got out of here without doing that. Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Okay,
Jeff-
so
Jeff's got you back. Jeff's got you back.
yes, oh yeah. Well, everybody, we all have hopefully we have each other's backs. The only person people to stay would be Matthew, the magistrates, Brad and John. And I think that's it, right?
Rhonda?
I'm working on it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you
Press.
all approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. Now, motion to adjourn.
You have to wait till you get back in, don't you?
Well, I thought we were back in.
We are.
Oh,
All the press and everybody?
Yeah, I had some people in the waiting. Everyone's in.
okay.
Right.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Eric. Second?
I'll second.
Nobody
Who was
wants
that?
to
Jeff?
second.
Is that Jeff or Gary?
Jeff?
Jeff, okay. All approved, say aye.
All right.
Disapprove, motion will carry. Thank you all for understanding today.
Hope you get feeling better, Judge.
Yeah, you feel better, good.
Buddy.
See you, 5.